House Democrats are using their powers, and that means Trump has failed to stem this Epstein scandal. Today, the lawmakers actually went to Florida to hold what they call a field hearing and soliciting and basically bearing witness to a sometimes emotional testimony from Epstein accusers.
He abused so many girls after 2009 at the same exact time that I was asking the government why he got the deal and why they violated my rights.
The failures of those sworn to protect us have overwhelmed me.
He made it clear that he held the cards.
They used my dreams against me. I hope this never happens again to anybody. Keep it in the history books. Don't stop fighting.
The hearing also featuring discussions of following the money.
Some of these men enabled financial crimes.
Follow the money. Financial records are not secondary. They may be the key to exposing the full network.
If we're serious about following the money, I believe that these SARS reports must be disclosed by the U.S. Treasury Department now, immediately today.
Financial crimes can open the door and lead to real prosecutions.
We're joined by Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, member of that House Oversight Committee, who was at today's hearing. What was today about? What do you think it accomplished?
Well, thank you so much for paying attention to this extremely troubling saga where thousands, literally thousands of girls, now women, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's heinous child sex trafficking ring, have yet to receive a single measure of justice. And so today, for the first time in more of an official setting, they've been able to tell their stories and be asked questions about their particular experiences. And what they said was heartfelt, very moving, and it took a lot of bravery and conviction on their part to come and reveal what they did.
Yeah, you mentioned using the process for that goal. Typically, when the system works, it's the DOJ that does all this, that takes witness testimony. You and others have pointed out that that's failed. And so you have a co-equal branch doing that in the breach. I want to play some discussion of the DOJ's failures, negligence that accusers spoke about. Take a look.
These files displayed my name, my phone number, my old address, where I worked at the time, where I was studying, and other identifying information.
I woke up one day with my name mentioned over 500 times. I can only imagine the long-term impact this mistake will have on my life.
How do you contrast something so glaring, obviously hypocritical, when Donald Trump and others ran on transparency? Then you guys had to pass this unusual law to force him to do what he wouldn't. And then there was great delay and care to protect things regarding political insiders, often men, and Donald Trump, and not these accusers, as the hearing showed today.
Well, I think the through line here is that there are corrupt interests that unfortunately are corrupting the administration of justice in this particular case. You're absolutely right. There was a very important document that was displayed at this particular hearing showing that the DOJ itself back in 2019 identified numerous co-conspirators to Jeffrey Epstein. But that very document came back to us produced with redactions of at least 6 individuals, and none of them have been disclosed. They might be among us continuing their predatory practices. And among the others, the only 2 people who've been prosecuted in any way is Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And Maxwell now is seeking a pardon, and she might actually get one from Trump, which is completely unacceptable. So you see just a corrupt administration of justice here.
Yeah, Congressman, while I have you, the Epstein transparency law also requested information about the circumstances of his death in the custody of the then Trump Justice Department and the Bureau of Prisons. And we've reported on this. There was a lot of irregularities. The DOJ was not transparent or consistent on that set of history, both under Trump, but then under the Inspector General report, which was released during the Biden administration. Now we've got more information, including this purported or possible handwritten note from Epstein's jail cell, believed to be described to be by him as a suicide note. That's new. Took all these years to come out. Do you view that note as likely valid, and do you think it makes it more likely that the government assessment that he took his own life was correct?
I read the contents of the note. It doesn't shed a whole lot of light for me on the particular situation at hand, except it's another indication that the government failed the survivors, as they pointed out today at the hearing. They allowed
you think
him.
There was, if you don't think it was valid, or you think there might be foul play? What is your theory of the case?
I don't know. I'm still trying to understand the circumstances of his death. Can I just say one other thing, which you pointed out before, but which came out loud and clear at the hearing, which is that there's $1.5 billion worth of wire transactions contained in what are called suspicious activity reports that have not been produced by the Treasury Department and has been specifically blocked by Scott Bessent at Donald Trump's behest. I feel that that is an obvious and an incredibly important source of information to illuminate the scandal and bringing accountability for what was done.
And now I'm out of time, but do you have Republicans who would help subpoena that, or they haven't joined that effort?
Yes, we're in talks with Republicans as we speak, and stay tuned. This is going to be a big topic for my own office and some others to pursue.